Paldea Evolved has so many great new cards for the competitive game, so today we're going over the top 5 brand new decks from Paldea Evolved. And kicking off our list at number 5, we have a Paldea and Clodsire EX deck. Paldea and Clodsire has a very powerful ability that lets us poison our opponent's active Pokemon for the stadium in play, so you can combine this with the Eradicate from Pokemon Go that puts our opponent's Pokemon down to 10 HP remaining, so of course that poison tick would knock it out in between turns. And it also, Eradicate's attack is 3 energies, so we can use Reversal Energy to power up this Eradicate all in one turn. While this is going to be great at one-shotting Pokemon EX, Pokemon VMAX, and Pokemon V-Stars, I do see this deck struggling pretty immensely against Lost Zone Box decks just because we're going to be trading pretty miserably with those single prize Sableyes and Cramorants. We sort of have to go with like a Clodsire EX route and hope that that's enough to win the game, which is pretty sketchy, but also another cool combo we can do with that Eradicate is to use that Metacham's Yoga Loop, so we can still do that Hyper Fang, put them down to 10 HP, and then we can use that Metacham to clean that Pokemon up and take an extra turn. The fourth best deck from Paldea Evolved is Tinkaton Gardevoir. So of course Gardevoir is already a well-established engine, but this is not using any Gardevoir EXs, it's just using that Refinement Kirlia and that Shining Arcana Gardevoir. So Tinkaton's attack for 2 colorless does 30 and 30 more for each card we have in our hand. So this deck is going to try to assemble a huge hand with that Kirlia and Gardevoir and start taking huge one-shots. This deck definitely is going to be trading extremely well with any Pokemon VMAX or V-Star or even Pokemon EX decks. And we even can use that Shining Arcana Gardevoir's attack if we do need to. We don't have a ton of Psychic Energy, so we can't really reach too high of a damage, but it certainly is a possibility. We're playing a ton of consistency cards in this deck, so I do feel like this deck would be quite consistent. We get to play one of the other Tinkatons too, which lets us discard a card from our hand and draw 3 cards. But sort of like Paldea and Clodsire, this deck is another one I see struggling immensely with Lost Zone Box. We're going to be falling behind quickly from Cramorant pressures. Sableyes can take multiple prizes, and our Tinkatons can't really. We sort of have to hope like a Roxanne or an Iono bricks them out, which is definitely not something we want to be relying on. But just the sheer damage output of Tinkaton, and we get to play a ton of consistency cards, I definitely think makes this deck worth a look. Number 3 is Unity Wings. A throwback to Night March, Unity Wings does more damage for each Unity Wings Pokemon we have in the discard pile. So we have Flamigo, Wattrel, and Murkrow in this case. Flamigo with a very cool ability that when we drop it down, we can search for 3 Flamigos and put them into our hand. Wattrel, of course, being a lightning type, so we can hit for weakness on Lugia, and Murkrow being a dark type to hit weakness on Gardevoir and Mew. So we're playing the Kirlia engine in this deck to get those Wings Pokemon into this card pile very quickly. We also have Squawk ability EX, which is an amazing card in this deck, especially combined with Flamigo. We can use that Flamigo's ability, flock all those Flamigos into our hand, and then just yeet them all into this card pile with Squawk ability. I am trying this Slowpoke Slowbro package in this deck as like sort of a way to try to jump ahead in those single prize matchups, combined with that Thornton. I still don't think it's enough to really overcome Lost Zone Box. It's really a recurring theme for these single prize decks. It sort of just gets beat out by the fastest single prize deck, which is Lost Zone Box. But Slowbro is my attempt to make this deck have a okay Lost Zone Box matchup. I'd still be very skeptical, but this deck is definitely fast and definitely very fun. And if you're a fan of old Night March back in the day, then this is definitely the deck for you. At number 2, we have Ting-Lu EX. And I say there's actually a pretty sizable gap between number 3 and 2, and then a very sizable gap between number 2 and number 1. But Ting-Lu EX has a pretty cool ability that all of our opponent's Pokemon that have damage counters on them, aside from Pokemon EX, have no abilities, and its attack does 140 damage, and we can put damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon, so we can use that to shut off our opponent's abilities. The drawback is this is a fighting type deck, which does not have the best acceleration like right now. Koraidon is good, but just the way that Ting-Lu works, we'd really want to be playing Radiant Alakazam to be able to move some damage counters around. So I am just trying to be as consistent as possible with my Ting-Lu build. So I am playing Radiant Greninjas. Hopefully we can get our energies into this card pile as fast as possible. I'm still playing the Bogs and Hawluchas to damage our opponent's bench Pokemon. I do really like Spiritomb in this deck as just a way to fully lock down those Genesects from the very first turn, just to make sure we have that nice auto win against Mew. And I think Ting-Lu's like 1 card away from being like an S tier deck, but it definitely still has potential, and I think it will still be a solid contender in the current standard form. And at number 1, no surprise, is Chien-Pao EX. Chien-Pao EX can do it all. It's got Energy Acceleration and Baxcalibur, which is a throwback to the old Deluge Blastoise. It can search out energies with its ability, and can one-shot any Pokemon in the game with its attack. Also has great draw support with Barrel and Radiant Greninja, some great energy acceleration and a solid backup attacker with Palkia, and also gets to abuse water support, which is just like some of the best in the game right now with Irida and Radiant Greninja. Even the Kyogre from Crown Zenith is just such a powerful card. So this is where I'm at with my Chimpao list right now. I'm playing the VIP Pass, Ultra Ball, Nest Ball, only 2 candies. Like if you wanted to, I definitely could. You definitely could beef up on the rare candy count, on the Max Caliber count, or even try to fit a Super Rod in this deck, so you could like a second Radiant Greninja or a third Max Caliber. But I think ropes are an important card to have in here, just so we don't end up getting screwed over by any sort of like retreat locking strategies, or like we end up running out of energies or getting trapped. And it also can serve as some pseudo gust cards. I have seen some people are running around with cross switchers on the ladder, which I think is pretty interesting. But Chimpao is definitely far and away the very best deck from Paldea Evolved. What do you think of my top 5? Did I miss anything? Are there any decks that you think deserve to make this list? Let me know in the comment section down below. I will say Meowscarada EX could sort of be an honorable mention. I just don't really see it. I don't really see it being any better than any of the bottom 2 decks on this list. But I'd say if you're going purely have future potential, then Meowscarada would definitely deserve to make it on this list. But that's all I got for today, guys. And if you want to see another Paldea Evolve video, you want to see what the very best deck is going to be after Paldea Evolve comes out, well, I got it for you. This is my Gardevoir EX list after Paldea Evolved. So powerful, so consistent. It's definitely the biggest winner from Paldea Evolved. So this video is over, so you better go check it out, and I'll see you in the next one.